Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on your kids' spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely, and parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/Wondery.
Craving your next action-packed adventure? Audible delivers thrills of every kind on your command, like Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, where a lone astronaut must save humanity from extinction, narrated with stunning intensity by Ray Porter. From electrifying suspense and daring quest to spine-tingling horror and romance in far-off realms, unleash your adventurous side with gripping titles that'll keep you guessing. Discover exclusive Audible originals, hotly anticipated new releases, and must-listen bestsellers that hook you from the first minute. Because Audible knows there's no greater thrill than the one that speaks to you. Discover what lies beyond the edge of your seat. Start your free 30-day trial at audible.com/WonderyUS. That's audible.com/WonderyUS.
Welcome to How to Survive, the show that teaches you how to survive the stuff that can kill you.
Like toxic oysters, or a public scandal, or that weird mole. Seriously, check it out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, make an
just going to get bigger.
So dumb.
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like karaoke. Or pink eye. Or dog orgies on the beach.
Imagine all three of those happening at the same time.
Oh my God.
That would be the triumvirate of sadness for you.
Yes. Yes. Do you like karaoke?
I do.
Oh, you do?
I like it
That's
a lot.
Great.
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Yeah, maybe you got to go do it with me.
I mean, and you don't even drink, so you'd have to do it sober and you'd be okay.
Totally. Yeah.
Huh. And Garen, you like that?
I have done it a couple times. Look, I'm a shower singer.
Sure.
I have full sets.
Of course.
But the idea of doing it in front of other people, it makes me nervous. It gives me anxiety.
I think, a lot of people are afraid of public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about singing. I hate it so much. I just clench up.
And I always say, I want to go to karaoke. I want to go to karaoke. But I don't know. I'll do private room karaoke. Like I'll take my friends and go there.
I did that once.
That's probably more safe?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you could let go of not caring how other people see you, then you would really enjoy it.
Is that all it takes?
That's all it takes.
Oh, okay.
It's so easy.
Now we can do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do it right now.
So easy when you literally don't care if other people think of, if
now
you're
I
like,
say that
yeah.
I don't care. Like that's my MO. Like,
yes.
I don't care what people say about me or think about me. So does that count?
If you
no
one's
buying it.
I think you have to mean it.
Oh, it has to be sincere.
Yeah.
It's not just like a mask or a shield.
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit.
I mean, I think I've had so much failure that somehow it deeply freed me. That I'm just like,
that's great.
And I believe that most people are narcissists who are only thinking about themselves, and so they're not even paying attention to how silly I look.
You don't care about other people's opinions at all?
I mean, enough that I think I'm caring towards them. Like,
I mean, you're not self-conscious at all.
I think I used to be, and I think now I'm very much not.
Oh, that's awesome.
It feels pretty good.
That's what I always read about. Once you turn this and such age, you're not going to give a fuck. And I've never gotten to that age yet. I'm still waiting to get to the age where I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's...
I'm jealous and happy for you.
It might be my medication.
I'm on a new medication. It ain't working.
Maybe you can raise the dose.
Well, I have a consultation with a therapist today.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, first time in a lot of years.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
I wish this was a BetterHelp ad and we were getting paid for this.
Well, Well, we'll see how it goes. It's not through BetterHelp.
No. It's in person?
No, the consultation's on Zoom.
Okay.
But we'll see. I don't know.
Well, I'm wishing the best.
Thank you. When I don't mind singing, however,
is
our theme song.
Oh yeah, we should play it.
Play it.
what we were
in the
doing.
middle of
I'm probably going to cut that too, just so you know.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. How to survive. How to survive.
We just had a whole show before the
Yes.
show.
We really did.
We made each other laugh.
Yeah, this is the after show.
Yes.
We're doing the after show for you guys, but it's gonna keep being good.
Yeah.
I promise.
How's it going?
It's all kinds of going. It's going everywhere.
So we are recording on a Friday because you got pink eye.
Yeah, I got
so how
pink
did you said you
eye.
got it in some weird way?
Well, I went to San Diego and I rubbed my eyes all over everyone in Ocean Beach.
Oh, that'll do it.
Just, when you press your eyes to people.
Is that how you say hello? Just eye to eye?
Yeah, it's the tradition in San Diego.
Yeah.
We went to San Diego, for a few days over spring break. It was my kid's spring break. I don't know.
Right.
Is Oliver's spring break?
It's like in 2 weeks.
Okay, so everyone else has it earlier and different times.
Yeah.
It's all spread out. So our kids have it really, really early. And we decided, we'll go to San Diego for a few days and stay in an Airbnb. And it's close, we can drive. And we are driving there and noticed that Frances, our puppy, her one eye just looked a little wonky.
Oh no, Frances.
And, her nose was running a little bit, but we weren't concerned. We were like, okay, that's fine. Checked into our Airbnb. It's nice. We're walking distance to the dog beach, which is what I wanted.
Oh, nice.
My whole thing was like, I want
Dog beach.
I want dog beach and I want hot tub.
nice.
Those are my two requirements.
Yes.
Requirements met. So the plan is the next day we're going to have breakfast. We're going to meet our friends because we have friends in San Diego at Dog Beach. Mm-hmm. We wake up and her eye is really bad. It's like closed and crusted over. And I'm like, oh no, this looks bad. We better take her to the vet. So luckily our friends have a vet there and it's,
okay.
I call the vet and I'm like, hey, we're from out of town. And they're like, okay, you can bring her in within like the hour.
Okay.
So we walk to the vet, get right in, and they're like, the vet's wonderful and she's so sweet. And she says, okay, it's just a really mild case of conjunctivitis.
I was going to say, that's what I used to get.
Pink eye. And I'm like, okay, is this something that we can get from her? Like, do we have to worry about that as far as like petting her, touching her? And she's like, dogs don't spread it to humans. It's very rare and unlikely. And I'm like, can we still go to Dog Beach? And
Enter you.
Yeah. I'm like, have you met me? She's like, oh yeah, you can still go to Dog Beach. It's such a mild case and it's...
Do they give her ointment or something?
So
Okay.
she gives us drops. We got to put them in her eyes, twice a day. No big deal. It's very mild. She's going to be fine. Go have your trip. Go have fun.
Okay.
So we put the drops in her eyes. We got to do it twice a day. No big deal. We can go to Dog Beach. We go to Dog Beach. It's the happiest place on earth.
Of course.
Fucking Disney, they're lying.
I know.
I'm telling you what, right now, Dog Beach is... Get yourself to Dog Beach.
Yeah, we went to one last summer when we went kayaking in Channel Island.
Yeah.
And it was the most joyful, wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is.
It was so cute.
It is so fun.
Off leash?
All
Yeah,
off
oh,
leash.
yeah.
I mean, there are a couple, like maybe 5 people there with their dogs on the leash. And I'm like, man, you shouldn't even come here because
You're
you
cramping
can't-
their style.
You can't do it to the dog. Like dogs who can't be off
Yeah.
the leash, I think just shouldn't go because
It's probably so frustrating.
the dogs are also just like, we can handle this, like.
So cute.
I'm telling you what, Frances was like, so I'm the mayor, right? She literally was like, I'm going to meet every single dog.
And give them all conjunctivitis.
Yes, every single person. And then I think there was like 2 minutes after we got there, this giant, I don't know, it was like one of those dogs that carry whiskey to the people trapped in the snow.
Saint Bernard.
Saint Bernard was like, ran up to Frances and was like immediately humping Frances's face when we realized, oh yeah, Frances is not fixed.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit, I hope nobody gets her pregnant.
Oh, shit.
I was like, how dumb am I? I completely forgot about
Wait,
that.
is she old enough for that to...
I mean, I looked it up because I was like, do dogs have to have their period before they can get pregnant? No. But it
Do
said
dogs have periods?
they do. I think
They go into heat.
they go into heat.
I know they go into
but
heat.
like
do.
They don't bleed, do they?
Yes, they do.
They
Yes, they
do,
do.
yeah.
They do. Yes.
Why have I? Okay.
So-
So obviously that makes sense, but I've never.
seen it because we always got our dogs fixed. But
I
like,
just realized the only female dog. Well, no, that's not. Anyway, okay, never mind.
No, my old roommate, he got a puppy and he had to put a diaper on her because she went into heat. He's like, I'm not going to get her fixed until a year after her first bleed or something.
Okay.
Which, first of all,
That's just a
that
gross.
phrasing
you
is
need to go
horrific.
away. That is so gross.
in some
He
cases,
might
we
not-
use the medical terms.
Yes.
He may not have said it like that. I don't know why I did.
He sounds like the
Flow.
lead singer of Aerosmith. She's old enough to bleed. She's old enough for me.
God. So,
Yeah, and he put a little diaper on her.
so if you fix them, they don't get their period. Is that correct?
Yes, that
Okay.
is correct. But
That's why I didn't know.
I
Okay.
think they can, once they're about 6 months old, they can
Get pregnant?
Get pregnant, which
Okay.
she's not quite that. So I think we're okay. But
Babies having babies.
then the kids were like, Mom, if she got pregnant,
He's having puppies.
will we get her an abortion? And I was like, I don't know. I'm not ready to answer
Do they
this
do
question.
that?
Not in this country.
no.
Not in Texas. California, depends. But I think, I mean, it wasn't like Caligula, dog beat. Like, it wasn't. They were, it was pretty tame. Like there,
Okay.
that beyond that,
Why is there a giant dog orgy happening over there?
yeah,
Somebody stop that.
I'm
There's
walking
just-
out of this movie.
There's just children
a train
here.
going on poor Frances.
Yeah, they're all just railing her.
Oh my God.
She got railed, Dog Beach. Poor Frances. What did we do to her?
The puppies come out. I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Why is there a Dalmatian and a Rottweiler?
I was gonna say Rottweiler too.
Oh my God. So we kept her safe. Benjamin claims that she did get sexed, and Alex claims she did not get sexed.
Okay.
And so they had a little argument about it. Anyway,
Boy, those two will argue about fucking anything.
oh, they will. Trust me. If there is any topic, it has been argued in my car. In the back while I've been driving on a freeway, trying not to drive it off the side of the freeway.
Or maybe trying to.
Or like
Contemplating.
One time I did tell them I was going to drive into a mountain
yeah, I get it.
because they would. Oh, they threw a water bottle in the front seat at
No.
me. They were like 3 and they were fighting, and one of them threw, and I was like, I will drive this car into a fucking mountain if you don't stop. So I have had some moments.
There's your mom coming out.
Oh yeah, yes, she occasionally makes an appearance. Anyway, my own pink eye story is I was fine.
Yeah.
Right. We came back and we had a wonderful time overall. Everything was great. Had a good time. Very rejuvenating. I recommend Dog Beach, San Diego. It's great. We come back and like I wake up Monday morning and I'm like, I don't feel great. Like just run down. But you know, I got reasons.
Sure.
So, you know, maybe it's just like, Oh, and on the drive home. So I don't know if this happened to you, Danielle, not to bring up your sadness about grief and losing people,
Yeah.
but I'll be like, I think, you know, I'm doing a little better. And then I'll just be like, start really furiously crying.
Yeah.
Like, and that happened to me on the drive home from San Diego where it was like, just something
Yeah.
hit me and I cried so hard where it was
Yeah.
like you could hear me crying, and the
Yeah.
kids were like, is mom okay? And Sven was like, she's all right, she just feels sad. But like I think I cried for like an hour.
Wow.
Just like really hard, that it was like just a thought hit me that was like real sad, and I felt bad and I just kept crying. So when I woke up Monday I was like, you know, maybe I just feel bad because I had that like really
Well, yeah, dehydrated
fucking
and
brutal.
Right.
I'm having a cry hangover, you know. So I was
That
like,
is a song by Steven Tyler.
It sounds
oh my God, it
Cry
does.
hangover.
Cry hangover. And Alicia Silverstone is in the
Yeah.
video, and his daughter, but she's being way too sexy for 15.
Fucking weird.
How wrong was that?
On so many levels.
Yeah.
I think I knew they were that young.
Oh, she
I mean,
was
they
like
were
15, and like
Well,
Alicia
it's also his
Silverstone-
daughter.
Yeah, it's his daughter.
Who, to be fair, she didn't know he was her dad until she was like, you know.
Is that true?
Yeah, she
In
thought
the video, she didn't know that was her dad?
in the video. No, I'm saying in real life.
No, I mean, at the time she was making those videos.
Oh, I don't think it was that
No, because she was Liv Tyler.
No,
at that point.
it was.
Oh, she knew
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's weird that I have the same last name as the
What a
guy in this
coincidence.
band.
We also look almost identical.
She thought Todd Rundgren was her father.
God. Well, it makes you feel better about your own family.
Yeah.
Anyway, I felt bad. I was like, I got a cry hangover, just like that song.
Yeah, just like the Aerosmith song.
Just like the Aerosmith
Her
song.
harmonica in that song is just, oh my God.
out of control.
Man,
Haunting.
just makes me think of my
Haunting.
bear claw bangs. And then the next day, as you know, because we didn't tape, I woke up and like my whole eye was like crusted shut.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh shit, I have pink eye. What the fuck? I thought you couldn't get this from a dog. I sued the vet. So
were you rubbing your eye in her face?
you would think.
So you don't even know how you got it, really.
I don't know if it was.
I mean, obviously it was.
I don't know if it was like maybe we had some kind of like our family had a sickness within us and then she got it from us possibly.
Maybe you got sympathy pink eye.
It's possible. Or
Did you put the cream on with your hands? Or did you just...
no, it's just eye drops. So
oh,
I
it's
didn't-
drops. It's drops.
Yeah,
It's drops.
and Benji's had this weird like sore under his eye for like weeks that we've taken to the doctor twice for, and they've been having us put this cream on it that nobody knows what it is. And now we have to go to the dermatologist. So I'm like, does he have something that's actually contagious that we don't know what it is? And it's like he's just spreading fungus to all of us. Like
Jesus.
Anyway, we're all going through some shit. So I was like, all right, I got to see somebody. My eye really fucking hurts. I don't want to drive.
Wow, it hurt.
Yeah, it like hurt. The light hurt it. It hurt. And both my other eye was bothering me. It's like leaking and it's painful.
Whoa.
And it hurt to touch. Like it hurt underneath to touch. It hurt the eye. Like all of it hurt. It wasn't that pink, but I was like, this is whatever it is. It's like pink eye. So what I did, which I recommend if anyone's able to do this, is I made a telehealth appointment.
Yes.
And then she just like, I don't know how she could see it, but she could. And so she just prescribed me the stuff through my pharmacy
Antibiotic.
and I didn't have to go in. And like an eye drop antibiotic and a cream I have to put, which I have on right now because I have to do it for 7 days.
Right.
The silver lining
Yeah.
is that I get to get all new eye makeup.
Oh, you have to throw it out.
I got to throw all of it away, which it was, let's face
time.
it, it was all over 6 months old. I mean, anybody
You're not
that's
supposed to keep makeup for more than...
6 months. And I mean, I that never, I have eyeliner that's probably 10 years old, you know, not
I
10
have
years.
makeup my mother gave me,
Yeah.
and she's been dead for 3 years.
You should throw that
Not
out.
3, but Francis,
the little fuck.
But that video you sent was so cute.
Oh my
Her head in
God.
a box.
I put it in the newsletter today.
Good. I'm so glad.
So by the time you guys heard this, if you haven't seen the newsletter, you can go check it out. She's just such a goofball.
All right. Are you ready for an embarrassing story?
Yeah. They're
Okay.
my favorite.
So I'm such a goofball. So the ladies of my neighborhood had a get together, and I guess they've been doing this, but this was the first one I was invited to. And it's supposed to be just women, and I only knew one person, the person who invited me, and I don't know her that well. Like Jimmy talks to her more than I do, but she's nice and whatever. So it was a Friday night, and it was everyone come out and hang out in the backyard, and come in your loose clothes, and we're gonna drink and do karaoke. And I'm like, well, I fucking hate karaoke, but I'll do everything else.
Okay.
So
you love loose clothes.
Sure. So they actually said moo-moos, but I don't have a moo-moo.
Okay.
So I wore sweats. So I live in a largely black neighborhood. So almost everyone there is black. Well, 2 women might be Hispanic, but I thought they were black. Anyway, the reason I say this is because this one woman kept pressuring me to do karaoke. And she was like an older black lady. And so I held her in some sort of esteem. Like I don't know. I am going to be cowed by this woman. I am not going to stand up for myself and not do karaoke. And I'm drinking because I mean, what's worse than karaoke with alcohol is karaoke without alcohol. So, and people can sing. Okay, the people singing can sing.
Oh my God, they've been singing in their church choir.
Right. I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but yeah. So
Singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of
my God,
briefly flipped through. And by the way, the woman I did know, who's white, and she has a black husband and mixed kids. It turns out Oh no, she's also mixed.
Okay.
But you would never know.
Right.
Like I just thought she was white. And then there was one white woman. Okay, but she's very cool and relaxed and comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with me. My best friends in high school were black, but I guess I haven't had a lot of black friends since then.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I felt a little like I'm not cool. I'm just being honest. It was like. Plus, which it's brand new people anyway.
Of course.
And I don't
think
know.
There's anxiety just in that
Right.
situation, no matter the like cultural ethnic makeup. Is that
Right.
you're going into a situation where you don't know people.
Yes.
And they're all comfortable because they know each other.
They all know each other, and I don't know how to like get my personality across sometimes in a non-comedy setting.
Same. Oh my God.
So I'm just like, I'm going to just appear awkward. I'm just going to appear awkward. Like, so anyway, so I flipped through the karaoke book and really thinking still I'm not going to do this. So then this woman was like, so what are you going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll do Aaliyah because I do like Aaliyah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I'm going to do Midnight Train to Georgia. Would you guys
well, that
be my
would have
picks?
been that would have been a better choice. So I do.
love this.
Do you know the song "Rock the Boat" by Aaliyah?
I
Work the
think so.
middle.
Work the middle, work the middle. First of all, there's almost no melody. It's slow as fuck. Okay, so I'm super uncomfortable, and I'm drinking, and I still don't feel any looser.
I love that you picked a black woman song.
So I felt like I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh my God. No, this is
So-
great. This is like when you write a pilot or you write a show, this has got to be in there.
So like this woman is trying to help me. Like she's singing with me. But okay, so here's the
Yes.
other thing. The screen for the karaoke
Yes.
wasn't working. So you had to just read the lyrics. Because I don't know the lyrics to any. I do know the lyrics. I wasn't going to pick a Billy Joel song, okay? I just wasn't going to do that.
I really wish you would have picked like Green Day and just owned it.
That probably would have been better.
Because just it would have been like.
That would have been
Yeah.
completely great. So I don't know the words to the Aaliyah song,
Yeah.
it turns out. And I'm reading it on my phone. And it doesn't tell you when to come in.
Yeah.
And if you listen to the song, it's really slow and really like non-melodic.
Oh my God, Danielle.
Why did I pick this song?
Danielle, so your sitcom is you living in this neighborhood trying to fit in.
Yes. And so I'm just trying to like move a little bit to like come across that I'm not like the whitest person. I can move.
Yeah.
I just can't sing. So anyway, it's torture. It is torture, and it keeps going on, and I can't find the rhythm, and I can't find where the words go. This happened another time I sang karaoke, even with the thing, and it was a Britney Spears song, and I still couldn't find it. I can find it in my car. I just can't find it in front of people.
You know what it is? I think it's that some karaoke tracks are not correct.
You're very kind. That's
no, because
not
it
what
happened. My friend, when I was back home last time, my cousin they put up karaoke like on YouTube on a big projector. And I'm like, if I do it, I'm going to do "Round Here" by Counting Crows.
Oh,
And-
that's a slow one too.
Yeah, but my friend got to it first, and the melody that they were playing was wrong.
Oh,
and
okay.
He could not.
Well,
he could not find it. It was very bizarre. And he can sing. The guy's a decent singer, but I think, to your credit, you may have had the wrong karaoke track. That was
I
given you the
don't think it
wrong
was wrong. I think I
melody.
picked the absolute worst wrong song. I should have just picked an
That is also possible.
up-tempo song. I don't know what I was thinking.
You were just nervous.
And I like Aaliyah, and so anyway, so
It's a good song too.
Yeah.
It's a great song. It's not a song you sing at karaoke. It's really embarrassing. So, okay. So
I wish I could have
It
seen
was
this.
completely humiliating. So I finally sit down. I'm like, oh my God. And it wasn't a lot of people. It was like 7, 8 people. So then the next two ladies sing a fucking Bee Gees song. The Bee Gees. The whitest group to ever exist.
Yeah, but you know what? They got some blackness to them.
They were black.
No, I'm saying the Bee Gees because
Yes, I get
BG stands for the Black Guys.
Yeah.
That's what
they were. The undertone of the Bee Gees was BG black guys.
Oh my God, it was so embarrassing.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I could have I can't sing the Bee Gees. I can't reach those notes.
Oh, Danielle.
Then
wish
I
you-
say, this
Yeah.
is the, okay, now understand that I'm drinking and
Yes.
I don't,
Did you own it? Like at least in the moment, were you just like,
how could I own it?
just be like, guys, that was
No,
ridiculous.
I just kept saying I can't
Crash
sing.
and burn,
Yeah.
right, guys? Crash and burn. Because she died in a
No,
plane
this
crash.
is, oh, yeah. Did I ever tell you about, okay, so one time, this is a slight segue, but at the time Aaliyah died, I was taking a hip hop class
Yes.
In Burbank. This is when I worked at Nickelodeon. Oh, you know who taught the class was, you know who Billy Blanks is?
Yeah.
Billy Blanks Jr. taught the class.
Oh my God.
He and his wife, very nice people. They dedicated the cool down to Aaliyah. I was like, how do I not laugh? Like, this is absolutely absurd. We're dedicating the cool down to Aaliyah. Thank you for understanding, because trust me, no one in the class would have understood why that was funny.
Oh my God.
Well, right.
I
So
had to face the wall on
yeah.
that.
So I say after they sing or while they're singing the Bee Gees song, I say, again, trying to prove my cred.
Yeah.
Why can't I just be myself? I say to someone, oh yeah, I really liked when Destiny's Child did that Bee Gees cover. Like, why do I have to prove that I know black music? It's so embarrassing. And obviously the most obvious, like, everyone knows Destiny's. Anyway, later I could dance. I danced while people were, singing. So I was trying to at least prove a little bit that I got something going on.
Look, I can move my hips, guys. Even though I'm white.
It was really fun, but it was so embarrassing. And I had the worst hangover the next day.
Oh my God.
The
Did you
fucking
Did
worst.
you drink a whole glass of wine?
So they had these little plastic cups.
Yeah.
And I had 4, not filled up.
Yes.
I had 4 servings. So
Yes.
I don't know how much that is. Probably 2 glasses of wine, but
Yeah.
there was nothing there I could eat.
Oh, no.
So I was like drunk.
Yeah.
And then I was in my hip hop class the next day and
I'm
hung.
impressed.
Oh, well, I didn't realize. Like, I kind of was kidding myself. Like, I can do this.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you do the cool down for Aaliyah?
I did. I dedicated the cool down
In your
to
head.
Aaliyah
This is for
because
you,
she
Aaliyah.
died.
Yes. Poor Leah.
Oh my God. I think we should take a break now,
Let's do it.
and then we'll come back with our subject matter.
Oh, I'm so excited for this.
Yay!
We're back?
Yeah.
We're back.
Oh my God.
Garen, we didn't ask you did you do anything fun last weekend or over the week or?
I've been watching Mid-Century Modern. I got a little bit of a writing gig.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, someone reached out to me and asked me to adapt a short story that her husband wrote for her. And
To adapt it as a screenplay?
Yeah, as a feature.
Fantastic.
So I
That's
said,
awesome.
it's outside of my wheelhouse. It's like a holiday thing, like a,
Like a Lifetime movie?
I guess. Yeah, it's not, I mean, it could be. But the reason first of all, it's a challenge for me as a writer. because
Yes.
It's like horror. And I'm like, you know what? My brain needs that. 2, I realized I started reading it. And the second I started reading it, I started writing it in my head. And I'm like, you know
Great.
what? Then I'm just going to tell them yes. I'll give them a quote because they're not really industry people, I don't think. So I'll just give them a number. And if they do it, it's nothing huge. It's not like some life-changing amount or anything. But they said yes, and they've paid me half.
Perfect.
So
Awesome.
I afforded rent this month.
I know. I've been
And I'm
thinking
breathing.
about
So-
you, and I've been trying to brainstorm. I don't know about the roommate situation.
Yeah, it's
And
stupid.
I don't know what to
People
tell
are
you.
sharing it. People are talking.
I know,
and
it's
I'm
so
getting
sweet.
people asking about it, but no one's like
Taking a bite.
committing.
Yeah.
To it. It's like it's not like it's.
It seems like it'd be easy. It seems like
It's-
you'd have to pick between multiple
Yeah.
people. I mean,
I don't know why.
I will just say this. On Sunday, Oliver told me he doesn't have school the next day. I was like, why don't you have school tomorrow? And he goes, because it's Chevy Chase Day. I said, you mean Cesar Chavez? So, yes. I said, well, that's going on the podcast.
oh yeah, it is.
All right. Are you ready to get into our topic?
Yes, please.
Okay. Are you ready to learn how to survive a public scandal?
Oh my
boy.
God.
Oh, my God.
We probably need to know this because it's right around the corner for us.
Yeah, if they listen to the first half of the show. How people find themselves in scandals. When we think of scandals, we often think of huge incidents like the TJ Holmes and Amy Robach host affair. I still don't, Good Morning America, I still don't understand why that was a scandal.
Was it that they left their spouses to be with each other?
Supposedly they were, one was maybe already getting divorced, but also like, I don't know. It's 2024. What? Like, who cares?
It's not Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt level.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. Anyway. Or Will Smith slapping Chris Rock on stage at the Oscars. Scandals, however, can stem from far smaller things. And these are the types of everyday faux pas the average person can find themselves wrapped up in. The reality is, no one thinks it can happen to them until it does. All it takes is an unfortunate choice caught on camera, a poorly worded post, or misinterpreted text or email for the online world to turn a real-life world upside down. Latoya Evans, a crisis communications expert with the national public relations firm LEPR, Leper? I don't know, guys, maybe. I don't know what you think about it.
It's funny because she's doing this and her own name is a scandal.
Yes. Says ultimately scandals can either happen to you or you can cause them with intent or even entirely by accident. Scandals that happen to you are situations that you may be unknowingly involved in, like being involved with people or companies with their own misdeeds. For example, Kim Kardashian and Balenciaga. She says, you can...
Oh, when she got robbed?
No, I think it's because Balenciaga was like super racist or something. Yeah. I think that...
Was that the guy who designed for them was like an anti-Semite or Nazi?
Yeah, that's who I'm thinking of. Was it Helmut Lang?
No.
I might be mixing up 12 different things.
Not
John Varvatos. Yeah, I know.
I can picture his dumb face, but I can't. His dumb Nazi face.
We will figure that out in what we're gonna today.
We're gonna tell you the real answer.
You could find yourself working for a company that has been accused of fraud.
Oh no!
If you're a senior executive or are involved with a bad business or romantic partner who has been accused of misdeeds. A scandal can also stem from something that you cause, purposely or inadvertently.
Oh, like on White Lotus. Did you guys go back to White Lotus?
Yeah.
I'm an episode behind.
The dad.
Yeah, the dad.
He's in big trouble.
Yeah, he caused it, though.
Oh, I'm all in.
Really?
Okay.
You're into it?
I got way into it.
Okay.
As things have ramped up, I'm very back in.
Okay.
I'm back in. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay. Like substance abuse, cheating, embezzlement, even car accidents, which Evans stresses also happens to affect everyday people as well as celebrities. And what many others are also now experiencing is cancel culture, she adds. Every day, people have brushes with cancel culture, often when people in their communities disagree with something they've done or may say online. So when I was doing the research, I just kept going back and forth about, well, we'll get there, but like, should people be held accountable for held accountable, but to what degree? Like, anyway, we'll get to that. The good news, says Evans, is it's almost always possible to recover from a scandal or crisis. Again, is that good news? It depends on who you are.
I'm like, yeah, if you're a dude
right.
who hurts women, it's
right.
almost always going to be fine for you.
Here are some tips on how to handle the aftermath of one. Well, this is from the perspective of a person whose job it is to protect these people. So
yeah.
We'll get into a different perspective later. Assess the information. Evans says to take inventory of what is being said and where and to whom. What is the risk of this audience and does it directly affect you? For example, is it social media bashing on a private page? Is it being shared? Is it an article in the newspaper where everyone in your community will see it? From there, ask yourself if you owe anyone an apology. Or do you need to clarify inaccurate information? These are important things to distinguish, she says. It's also important, says Evans, not to let your emotions get a hold of you. Most people's instinct is to respond to the allegations and accusations immediately. We've talked about that before. Of course, you'd want to respond immediately and be like, no.
Yeah, you want to defend yourself.
This, however, may not always be the best idea, as there's almost always more information that needs to be gathered before making a thoughtful response. Gather your team. If you have the support of a lawyer or publicist already, Evans says to consult them first. If not, she does suggest hiring experts in these areas. Often law firms can help with PR recommendations as well, she explains. Contact your employer's HR department if you believe the scandal or chatter could affect your employment or have reason to suspect that others may be reaching out to your employer. You can also reach out to friends who are good in a crisis and put together your support team. Keep it authentic. The first apology sets the tone for everything that comes after. Even in this wild world of misinformation where most people don't have the proper media literacy skills to understand nuance and context, everyone can smell your BS. Expect some back and forth. There's there's likely going to be some back and forth, and maybe that first response will require an update, says Chase. He reminds clients of the need for speed and brevity in follow-up messages. You know, the only person I think who hasn't, well, there's a couple of people who haven't been redeemed. Kevin Spacey.
Correct.
Although someone, it was probably what's his fucking face. It was from Succession, the guy who's always putting his foot in his mouth, the father.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. I think he
Was he like, he's great?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he was.
Yeah.
And the cannibal. What's his face?
The cannibal.
He's not really a cannibal, but
Jeffrey Dahmer?
No.
Yeah. Why hasn't his reputation recovered?
The
Army Hammer?
Army Hammer. Yeah, he has. He also has not. I think he's actually. Well,
Did he actually do something?
No. Well, he may have actually abused women. He
Okay.
didn't actually eat anyone. That
Well, no,
was
I know that.
fantasy.
Like a kink thing.
Yeah.
But so
People
I
are
was never
accusing him.
sure if he actually
He has been accused of actual
did
abuse
harm to somebody.
Yeah, because when I first heard this,
purposely.
when I first heard the story, I was like, "So fucking what?" He
Has kink.
has kink,
But
and
I think his angle is I have kink, and their angle is he's abusive.
yes,
So I think it's going to get into a lot of dynamics of imbalance of power, and he's
Yes.
a celebrity, and it also seems like there's a lot of men who think that they know what consent is, and they maybe don't know what consent is.
Neil
but
Gaiman,
yeah, oh for sure. Like
Yeah.
that whole story is very dark. Where it's
Very.
like, I think I know what consent is. And it's like, you fucking don't know what consent is. Like,
Yeah.
And when women just aren't saying, and women were saying no, it sounds like in the Neil Gaiman situation,
that's
also
actually a little
wonky.
Yeah,
But
'cause-
it's also just like the imbalance of power
Yeah.
and people who are working for you and aren't already damaged, and then
Yeah.
your wife's involved. Like, there's a lot of
that one,
there's
yeah,
a lot of fucking
there's
levels of
that-
real.
yeah.
That's some darkness in there. But anyway, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, he hasn't been forgiven, and what's his face? But anyway, put actions behind your words. Often in a scandal or crisis, you will still have to change some actions. If it's a substance abuse issue, are you going to counseling or rehab? For cheating, are you going to marriage counseling? Asks Evans. It's important, she says, to actually do those actions and communicate them in an effective way for the scandal's audience. Report untrue information online. If someone posts something about you online that is untrue, report it to the service provider. I know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Yeah, you know what? Just skip that one. How to avoid a scandal. First and foremost, in today's digital age, it's important to monitor what you put online. Bosley, I don't know if I talked about who Bosley was earlier, but anyway, Bosley says to keep, he was the dad on Happy Days.
I'm glad he's doing something now.
Bosley says to keep in mind that if you send out a tweet, even if you delete it or take it down, someone can make a screenshot and pass that around.
It's forever.
She recommends asking yourself before you post something on social media, is this something I want my friend's family or my priest to see?
Oh, I always think about, do I want my priest to see
Yeah.
this?
She also suggests putting your cell phone and technology away when you are emotional or drinking.
Oh, yeah.
And staying away from social media in those
I bet the woman
moments.
from, what's the trans movie that everybody hated?
Oh, Sophia. Yeah.
I wonder if she's like, oh, don't drink and text.
I don't think she has any regret. She doesn't seem to be self-aware at all.
Yeah, maybe not.
That's from what I see.
Yeah.
As a rule of thumb, Evan says to be sensitive to all communities, especially communities of color and the LGBTQ plus community. If you don't know the politically correct way to engage, ask first and be conscious about what's said, particularly in writing, she says. Never put a joke that could be misconstrued in writing, whether it's about a political affiliation or another person. It's also important to be aware that cameras are everywhere now. Okay, so now I guess I'm already getting into the story, but it's a long... Okay, so it's an article from this guy. Oh, I was supposed to write it down. You told me about him. God damn it.
John Ronson?
Yeah, John Ronson.
The guy that wrote How to Survive
He wrote
Public
a
Scandal.
book about being in
It's not.
Yeah.
It's so you've been publicly shamed. Is
Yes,
the name of the
yeah,
book.
yeah, okay.
It's really good.
So he takes a sort of a different viewpoint. I haven't read the whole book, so I don't exactly know. It seems to say that he seems to be saying that, like, he used to think we should publicly shame people, and now maybe it's got a little out of control.
Here? What?
So, okay, so this is the first story. Okay, as she made the long journey from New York to South Africa to visit family during the holidays in 2013, Justine Sacco, 30 years old and the senior director of corporate communications at IAC, she does PR, began tweeting acerbic little jokes about the indignities of travel. On December 20th, before the final leg of our trip to Cape Town, she tweeted, "Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white."
Oh, shit.
So, okay, she chuckled to herself as she pressed send on this last one, then wandered around Heathrow's international terminal for half an hour, sporadically checking her phone. No one replied, which didn't surprise her. She had only 170 Twitter followers. Sacco boarded the plane. It was an 11-hour flight, so she slept. By the way, I way cut these stories down, so if you want to read the whole thing, I'll put the link in the newsletter. When the plane landed in Cape Town and was taxiing on the runway, she turned on her phone. Right away, she got a text from someone she hadn't spoke to since high school. "I'm so sorry to see what's happening." Sacco looked at it baffled. Then another text, "You need to call me immediately." It was from her best friend, Hannah. Then her phone exploded with more texts and alerts. And then it rang. It was Hannah. "You're the #1 worldwide trend on Twitter right now," she said. Sacco's Twitter feed had become a horror show. How did @Justine Sacco get a PR job? Her level of racist ignorance belongs on Fox News. Hashtag AIDS can affect anyone. And I'm an IAC employee and I don't want @Justine Sacco doing any communications on our behalf ever again, ever. And then one from her employer, IAC, the corporate owner of the Daily Beast, OkCupid, and Vimeo. "This is an outrageous, offensive comment. Employee in question currently unreachable on an international flight." Imagine, like, you're not just created a scandal, but now your job is in jeopardy.
Yeah,
and you
big time.
find out online.
Oh, my God. And you're really tired from the flight. Like,
Yeah. The anger soon turned to excitement. "All I want for Christmas is to see @Justine Sacco's face when her plane lands and she checks her inbox voicemail. And we are about to watch this Justine Sacco bitch get fired in real time before she even knows she's getting fired." By the time Sacco had touched down, tens of thousands of angry tweets have been sent in response to her joke. Hannah, meanwhile, frantically deleted her friend's tweet and her account. Sacco didn't want to look, but it was far too late. "Sorry," Justine Sacco wrote one Twitter user, "your tweet lives on forever." So this is the guy speaking now. Mm-hmm. Late one afternoon last year, I met Justine Sacco in New York at a restaurant in Chelsea. Just 3 weeks had passed since her trip to Africa, and she was still a person of interest to the media. Websites had already ransacked her Twitter feed for more horrors. For example, "I had a sex dream about an autistic kid last night" from 2012. It was in a BuzzFeed article called 16 Tweets Justine Sacco Regrets. Only an insane person would think that white people don't get AIDS, she told me. It was about the first thing she said to me when she sat down. Sacco had been 3 hours or so into her flight when retweets of her joke began to overwhelm my Twitter feed, the writer's Twitter feed. I can understand why some people found it offensive. Read literally, she said that white people don't get AIDS, but it seems doubtful many interpreted it that way. More likely, it was her apparent gleeful flaunting of her privilege that angered people. But after thinking about her tweet for a few seconds more, I began to suspect that it wasn't racist, but a reflexive critique of white privilege, on our tendency to naively imagine ourselves immune from life's horrors. Sacco, like Stone, had been yanked violently out of the Stone was another story. Out of the context of her small social circle, right? Again, I have read this quote 10 times now. I still am not sure what she meant. If it was supposed to be an ironic commentary on white privilege, it doesn't sound good. I don't know. I can't make out what her intent was, or if she retroactively said this was her intent.
I find this story so interesting, Danielle, and I've thought about it a lot when I read this book, because I do think, like, it's wildly inappropriate, but I also think, like, in her mind, she thought she was being really funny, like a comedy person, but really fucking missed the mark.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where it's like...
So here's her explanation.
Okay. Sorry.
No. I welcome it. "To me, it was so insane of a comment for anyone to make," she said. "I thought that there was no way that anyone could possibly think that it was literal." She would later write me an email to elaborate on this point. So again, this is later.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I am not a character on South Park or a comedian, so I had no business commenting on the epidemic in such a politically incorrect manner on a public platform, she wrote. To put it simply, I wasn't trying to raise awareness of AIDS or piss off the world or ruin my life. Living in America puts us in a bit of a bubble when it comes to what is going on in the third world. I was making fun of that bubble. She has family who lives in South Africa, obviously white family.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm going to read the quote again because this is what I did as I was researching this. So, because it's so, okay, hold on a second. Oh wait, okay. Going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding, I'm white. So obviously it was supposed to be a joke.
Right.
It's just whether the joke was supposed to be ironic or whether she's saying ha ha ha. I don't know. Anyway, I guess it doesn't. It actually does matter. But anyway. Yeah, you are hearing this. So what is your take on it?
That kind of joke
Yeah.
coming from an account that doesn't do
Isn't
that
the Onion
sort
or
of
something?
thing,
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
or doesn't routinely comment on the state of healthcare across the world,
Right.
Yeah.
does not come off the way that it should.
Right.
Well,
Or
that's
a way she thinks
right.
it
Yes.
should.
And because she's
rather.
not well known, no
Yes.
one knows her context.
Right.
No one knows where she's
Yes.
coming from.
Yeah,
And-
because if there's no history of her saying,
Right.
look at how bad AIDS affects black people in
Right.
Africa as opposed to white people in South Africa or whatever,
right.
there's no context for her to make that
Yes.
joke.
Right.
It's just
Yes.
immediately abrasive.
Right.
and-
Yes. I think like Danielle, I don't know if this tracks, but like you were talking about this party and feeling awkward and your personality and how like this is a feeling I have a lot of times in new situations where I fucking alienate people because I forget to turn down my sort of I'm being funny
Right.
personality and just be more normal person.
Right.
And so I'll just go in kind of hot
Yeah.
as like I'm on in a way.
Right.
Like myself.
Yeah.
And I go, oh shit,
Wrong
these aren't
audience.
the wrong audience. And I just come off as like, obviously I wouldn't say that, but like I'll say stuff that's like, well, we could also just leave all our kids here and fucking who cares what happens to them. You
Right.
know, like you say something that's,
Yeah. And then you're stared at.
and then everybody looks at me like, oh shit, who's she? She's
Yeah.
terrible. And this idea of this person who maybe has this really dark sense of humor in real life,
Yeah.
who forgot her audience for a moment, which this
Right.
is really taking it way too far. So I'm very hesitant to defend what she did because it's pretty racist. Right. But
I don't know if it is or not. I can't.
mean,
I have not
think-
settled on.
it's hard because
It's weird that you would type it and not think twice about it. That's what's weird to me. Like,
Yeah.
because that's what I was making the point about the Jeopardy joke. It was like I thought about it and I was like, you know what? If someone's mad at me about this, I don't care.
Yes.
But she really didn't. I'm not saying anything homophobic.
Right.
I'm just commenting on that some people seem super, and maybe that is offensive now because like you're supposed to be able to be whatever you are. Of course you can be whatever you are, but it's not, I'm Gen X. So it's a Gen X joke. It's not something a younger person would say.
Right.
But I'm just saying that mild thing I thought about, and she just typed it and got on a plane.
Yeah.
People don't take a second to think about that intention does
Yeah.
not matter anymore.
Yeah.
It's perception that matters.
Right.
Right.
And if someone reads that, whether you intended it to be a social commentary or whatever you intended,
Right.
people are going to read it as racist,
Right.
or at minimum insensitive to a extremely poor situation that's happening
Right.
that is now going to get worse because of whatever's going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It matters, but it doesn't matter. That's what's something that people don't hold on to, because if the world's perceiving you as saying something
Yeah.
one way, it doesn't matter a shit what your intention was, because they're not listening. They just see it
Right.
and perceive it this way.
yeah,
And you're spinning your wheels like, well, I didn't mean it like that. I meant it like this. And
doesn't matter.
But it's
doesn't
like
matter.
you have to sort of balance the idea of like, well, I'm going to be myself and not cater to this crazy world that takes, and also like, maybe I should rethink that and be like I'm always, well, I think it's actually a fault in my character that I'm constantly equivocating. But in my mind, I am constantly equivocating. Like, well, should I?
But I also think that's kind of important because whether or not you agree with where things are heading as far as cultural sensitivity, you kind of want to be with the times. You don't want to be that sort of old person who's like, well, I don't care that they're called the Guardians now. I'm saying the Indians because it doesn't, it's not meant as racist. You know, it's like, but it is to the people who are Indians.
And that's all that should matter.
And that's what matters. But like in this situation, it's, I think what maybe sort of we're also talking about is, and not to bring this problematic person up, but, you know, Louis C.K. would have this joke about like coming, like if he had to come, I think it was like, if I have to come back, I'm going to be a white guy. Because let's face it, it's better to be a white guy, you know, and talked about race in a way that was very brutally honest. And he could do it. And it was because his joke was so brilliant. Yeah. And it was really funny. And so in her way, she's, I think, being brutally honest that it's better to be white. Right. But she's just not getting away with it because she's not a fucking comedian.
Well, that was her point. I'm not on South Park. I'm not,
you know, and maybe in person and in her life, she's a funny person who says funny things all the time and didn't think about the fact that she couldn't do that on her.
She works in PR. I mean, it's hysterical. Like, how would you not?
I mean, that is.
That's
pretty dumb.
If there's anybody who should know better.
Yeah. Right. That's just dumb. I mean, do I think she deserved what happened?
Well, so let's get on to what happened. Okay. I cried out my body weight in the first 24 hours, she told me. It was incredibly traumatic. You don't sleep. You wake up in the middle of the night forgetting where you are. She released an apology statement and cut short her vacation. Workers were threatening to strike at the hotels she had booked if she showed up.
Oh, my God.
She was told no one could guarantee her safety.
Wow.
We agreed to meet again, but not for several months. She was determined to prove that she could turn her life around. I can't just sit at home and watch movies every day and cry and feel sorry for myself, she said. I'm going to come back. It's possible that Sacco's fate would have been different had an anonymous tip not led a writer named Sam Biddle to the offending tweet. Biddle was then the editor of Valleywag, Gawker Media's tech industry blog. He tweeted it to his 15,000 followers. In January 2014, I skipped a lot because it was very long. In January 2014, I received an email from Biddle explaining his reasoning. The fact that she was a PR chief made it delicious, he wrote. It's satisfying to be able to say, okay, let's make a racist tweet by a senior IAC employee count this time. And it did. I'd do it again. Biddle said he was surprised to see how quickly her life was upended, however. I never wake up and hope I get someone fired that day, and certainly never hope to ruin anyone's life. Still, he ended his email by saying that he had a feeling she'd be fine eventually, if not already. He added, everyone's attention span is so short, they'll be mad about something new today. Well, that's true, but anyway, so she goes through all this stuff. I cut some of it out, but despite her near invisibility on social media, she was ridiculed and demonized across the internet. Biddle wrote a Valleywag post after she returned to the workforce. Sacco, who apparently spent the last month hiding in Ethiopia, she sort of did penance by like volunteering in Ethiopia for a month. Okay. After infuriating our species with an idiotic AIDS joke, is now a marketing and promotion director at Hot or Not. So she goes to work for Hot or Not.
Is it because she lost her job?
I'm sorry, she lost her job.
She got fired.
Of course, she absolutely got fired like that day, or like it was like immediate. So he writes, how perfect, he wrote, two lousy has-beens gunning for a comeback together. Sacco felt this couldn't go on.
I don't like this guy.
Yeah, he's an asshole. So 6 weeks after our lunch, she invited Biddle out for a dinner and drinks. Afterwards, she sent me an email. I think he has some real guilt about the issue, she wrote. Not that he's retracting anything. Months later, Biddle would find himself at the wrong end of the internet shame machine for tweeting a joke of his own. The joke was bring back bullying. On the 1-year anniversary of the Sacco episode, he published a public apology to her on Gawker. I asked her to meet me one final time to update me on her life. Her response was speedy. No way, she explained that she had a new job in communications, though she wouldn't say where. She said, anything that puts the spotlight on me is a negative.
Yeah.
So she was like, I've learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Also, calling her a has-been. She was a never was.
Yeah.
You made her something when you retweeted this.
Yeah.
I think the has-been is like she had a job and he was
Yes.
just trying to make a clever joke, which wasn't clever.
Well, and there's that saying that it's like every day Twitter has a main character and the goal is to never be that
The
main character.
Oh.
Because, yeah, I mean, she really got punished pretty
Yes.
bad for that. And I mean, there's a lot of people who have horrible tweets unearthed that they've put
Yes.
out. Like the host, who was the host of The Daily Show before John Oliver?
You mean Trevor Noah?
Trevor Noah?
Yeah.
They found some really
Anti-Semitic stuff.
awful, like saying terrible things about women, terrible anti-Semitic. And, it didn't stop him from getting the job.
I think they found them afterwards. I could be wrong. I thought they found them afterwards.
But I mean,
and he's since left.
He kept the job, but it was right at the beginning of his tenure.
really?
Yeah, it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
like and then he's left. Like
Okay, my
it
apologies.
was pretty early at his tenure, and it was either before he was going to take it because it was like he's going to get this big promotion to the host, or it was soon after he got the promotion. Because I was like, maybe he's going to lose that job. Like I was like, this is going to fuck him over. Not that I was like I didn't like him. I had no real thoughts about him either way, but I was like, I guess that's not going to hurt him at all.
No.
Okay, so it's like
It helps to be a man.
it does help to be a
and
man.
he's, a comedian, so there's always that fallback. I'm making jokes.
Yes,
Which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. And you have to decide how. I don't know what his response was to any of this. I don't know that part of the story.
either. But it does seem like if a woman falls,
Yeah.
it's really like people just can't wait to rip her limb from limb.
Oh my God, there was this story I just read about this young woman, an 18-year-old freshman, who there was a rumor online.
Oh,
Did you
my
read
God, about the
this?
dad?
Yeah.
And it wasn't even true. And then a guy.
She had sex with her boyfriend's dad.
Yes.
And I don't even know if was the son supposed to be involved or was it just that how is that? First of all, how is that even a scandal? That happens all the time.
And it was so unfounded and completely false. But some guy on a sports podcast made a comment about it, and
her life is ruined.
They had to put her and go into safety and
she's in a different dorm and
they've been swatted and she's getting calls
her
from
grandparents were called and threatened.
Getting calls from men that are like, I'm gonna rape you and kill you, and it's so awful.
But it's just like a piece of gossip from college.
Like a college app, like a chat.
It's some college app.
It's like Snapchat, but not Snapchat. I'm too old to care what it's
But
called.
I don't even understand how it got into mainstream media.
Yeah.
Or why a sports show is talking about it.
It's like, why do you even need to say anything? Because this is so not relevant to what.
But also, I just kept going back to, but even if this is true, who cares?
Right.
Is this really a big deal?
Yes.
An 18-year-old had sex. I mean, it's inappropriate on the father's part.
Yes.
And she shouldn't cheat on her boyfriend, but it's like, this is a scam. It
These
just
are
didn't
just
seem like
people.
any big deal.
Yeah.
I just didn't understand it. Anyway.
We just are in a period in society where it's basically the witch trials.
It is.
Yeah.
We need to put someone on a stake and burn them for everybody to enjoy and watch. It's Schadenfreude or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But when people, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
It's it. I would just ramble. It's gross, and I don't know why we're falling backwards into Puritanism where everything is offensive to everybody. That isn't offensive. It shouldn't be offensive. Everyone's adults. We're not. It doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know why we're.
It's bizarre. But but also the real question to me is when someone does do something awful, and then people online will say, "Internet, you know what to do." I also kind of I don't really like that either. I like so you're gonna find out where this person works, get them fired. I don't know. It just.
I don't know why we have to perpetuate that cycle of misery.
It's like, I don't know. It just, I guess they should be punished, but should that be our place to punish them? I don't know. And also I understand some jobs have a have a clause in your contract. Like you can't do anything to embarrass so then absolutely you should be fired. But I also have this feeling, I guess I remember this from being on The Dish. So this is like the early-ish 2000s.
Yeah.
So the internet was like newish in terms of, social media and stuff. And thinking like, but you're not allowed to have any thoughts. You're not even allowed to have horrible thoughts and a personality outside of your job if it has nothing to do with your job. Like, you can't be a racist online if you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, if you have a clause, that's why it is important to have a.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, so you can't do anything.
Yes.
That is unappealing. I thought this was supposed to be a country where you.
Yeah, where
anyway.
it's free speech. It's a free country.
Well, that's government, and this is private, so it's separate.
But they don't separate that, and I don't want it to make it sound like we're advocating that people should be racist.
I'm just saying,
but
why aren't
you're
people
allowed to be?
awful?
I'm sorry,
Like,
you're allowed to be.
Exactly.
You're
Like,
allowed to hate gay people.
Right.
You're fucking stupid if you do. It makes no
Right.
sense, but you're allowed to.
Right.
Yes.
You're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want to.
Right. I guess I'm just saying, like, I don't want to be. I don't think I want to try to get anyone fired.
Yeah.
Even if they were a shithead.
What do you think about, like, here's a question. What about, like, for instance, the guys who marched in, was it Charlottesville? Mm-hmm. And people, or January 6 rioters, let's use that as an example. And people, and, you know, photos and films were taken of them and posted online, and people used those to identify those members and call them out and get them, like, alerted their employers to say, hey, just so you know.
To me, that's different because that was illegal. Mm-hmm. They were committing crimes and they were dangerous people.
Yeah. Was Charlottesville illegal?
I think they had a permit to march.
Did anybody get hurt? I don't remember the details of that.
Isn't that when someone was run over?
Wasn't a woman run over and killed?
Tiki torches.
Yeah, for life.
And khakis. I think that's when someone was run over.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it's hard because I think I'm very Gen X as you are with a lot of things where I can bristle at certain things where I'm like, everybody's becoming too, like, delicate and needing protection from words, and like, I can't hear that, and like that makes me feel a thing, and I'm all like, you need to feel things, and it's okay to hear stuff, and you know, free speech is so important, but then there's also part of me that's like, oh, we can't let the internet just be this free for all in which the hate speech can run wild on places like Twitter, and people can be bullied to the point where they're committing suicide, and there's no guardrails in place, but then who gets to decide what the guardrails are?
Right.
Like, so it's hard. I think I can be very, like a typical Democrat, all over the place with my feelings about it. Like,
I'm just thinking about that woman who harassed the black bird watcher.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure she got fired. And I guess, if I were the employer, I wouldn't want that person working for me.
Yes, correct. But also,
I guess
it wasn't during her job. Like, you go,
right.
What point are you allowed to fire people when they behave in ways you don't like outside of their jobs?
Well, I think, okay. So
and I'm not agreeing or disagreeing.
No, but I have the same question. I guess because it's public, because it was filmed.
Yes.
And because people can find out where she works, the employer is put in the position of, well, now you are representing us because people know you work for us.
Yes.
So you know what? You don't get to work here anymore.
Right.
Because actions have consequences.
Yeah. With everything being filmed, it does get tricky because so many things are posted. And that's when it gets to these people who are like, oh, you know what? I'm going to post my racist views. I'm going to like, and then the employer's like, don't post that shit. Like, now you're putting me in the position of having to make a decision about this. Like,
right.
But
I also think people don't use common sense. Like, there was this video I saw of this, you know, they get those little reels on Facebook, and this woman was complaining because she had said something. Oh, she's a nurse. And she had said something like, you know, if you're a nurse, you know that everyone, all the, you know, staff are sleeping with each other.
Okay.
So she got a call into her work. Mm-hmm. And they were like, you can't talk about that. And she said, no, I don't know what happened. She said, I got a call. I have to meet HR or something. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Is that right? Like, but you made it public. Like, you shouldn't, maybe just don't talk about your job publicly. she's like, but I have a right to talk about whatever I want. I'm like, I guess you do, but also there's consequences.
Does everybody? I think that's also.
Do you have to share everything publicly?
Part of the thing that I think people get confused about with like things like free speech is that they think that gives them a right. But
they think a legal right means it gives them a freedom from consequences.
Yes, and that's not the same thing. Right. That's not the same thing.
I guess I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth.
Well, it's okay to have a nuanced opinion.
Well, that doesn't exist anymore. That's what I was going to say.
That's the problem.
No one looks at nuance. No one looks at, well, maybe there's no benefit of the doubt anymore. It's immediately, I didn't like that. You're a villain.
Yeah. I mean, if
in some cases that's accurate,
right.
but in a lot of cases, like this woman's, it might not be accurate. We don't know. And the fact that you're going to immediately throw her on the fire, this person who has 100 followers.
And they couldn't guarantee her safety? I mean, Jesus.
Why are you perpetuating an environment where violence is possible because somebody made an off-color tweet?
Right.
And that they don't have the opportunity to genuinely apologize for. Like the idea that...
Because it all happened before she even landed.
But
so
even when she did, like people aren't really given an opportunity to genuinely apologize. And even if they do, it doesn't matter. And like the people who do need to genuinely apologize don't.
And then when they do, is it genuine?
Yes.
I mean, like, what was there was something recently that happened. It was like, this doesn't reflect who I am. This is not who I am. It's like, but it obviously is who you are because you said it. I don't remember what it was, but it's like, it's really hard to buy apologies sometimes because it's just
they're also so crafted with legalese to protect them that it doesn't feel like a real thing.
Well, yeah.
Let's try to get outside this weekend.
Touch grass.
Oh my God. Let's commute.
Touch grass. I am getting outside. I'm going to a protest.
Me too. Oh, we're going to the same one.
Yeah, but in different locations.
Yes, that's okay. Yeah. And then I'm going to an art show.
What does that mean?
A friend of mine her husband is an artist and he's having an art show and we're going to go look at art. Probably not buy any because we aren't at that level of art buying, but you never know. There might be a painting that is...
They might have a print.
That's true.
Postcard.
That's true.
You got a postcard of this?
You got this in a postcard?
Oh, speaking of, my husband got me a birthday gift that is so wonderful. Speaking of art, a business moved in next door to him at the gallery that is a photographer who takes photographs of rock stars. Mm-hmm. And he got me a print, not the original photograph, obviously, but it's a print from the original photograph of Joni Mitchell.
Oh,
and because I love Joni Mitchell so much, and that's what he got me for my birthday.
Lovely.
And it's in a mat, and so I just have to pick out the frame for it, and so I'm really excited.
That's so nice.
So that's the kind of art that I get.
Is Brandi Carlile in the picture with her?
Holding her up.
Yeah, she's making her arms move to her guitar.
Oh my God. All right. Well, we will be back right after this with What Did We Learn Today?
Oh my God.
Kristine.
Danielle.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
Cannot wait.
It's good podcasting practice to say something kind to each other at the start of every show.
Aww.
I'll say something nice to you next time.
You better.
A four movie series is commonly referred to as a tetralogy.
Oh, okay. Are there others?
Trilogy? Tetralogy?
No, I mean, has this happened before? Because this is the Beatle movie is each one of them get their own movie. And I'm like, has that happened before?
I think it's more commonly used in like 3 in a row, not all being made at the same time.
Got it.
They're like making a Beatles cinematic universe. It's very weird.
Hey, I'll take it over Marvel.
Yeah.
That's a universe I will attend to.
So they're each getting their own movie.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then is there a Beatles movie?
Like where they're all together?
Are they going to be in the background of each other's movies?
They would have to be.
Right, because it's about their time
unless
in the Beatles,
unless
right?
it's the time before they all meet, but who cares? Like, well, no, I'd care about that. But yeah, they'd have to be in the background of each other's movies.
They already made that movie. It was pretty good, too. What was it called? I don't remember. I don't remember what it is.
Tetralogy. This term comes from Greek meaning 4 discourses or 4 works.
Remember that for Jeopardy.
It's just weird because tetra doesn't sound like any other. Usually 4 is quattro, quad.
Well, I have an Alien franchise box set that they call the Alien Quadrilogy.
Okay.
And it's Alien 1 through 4.
Quadrilogy. Okay. So they made up that name.
They must have made that up.
Kim Kardashian's public support of Balenciaga during a period of controversy surrounded the brand's marketing campaign, which included images that were deemed sexually suggestive and exploitive of children. I remember this now.
Okay.
Led to a public backlash and accusations of hypocrisy. The Los Angeles Lakers are owned by the Buss Family Trust, with Jenny Buss serving as the controlling owner and team president. I watched the whole goddamn Lakers miniseries and forgot that was the character.
Yeah.
So, Jeannie Buss, sorry, not Jenny, Jeannie, which I still recommend, by the way. That show
Winning Time?
Winning Time. Excellent.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't watch that.
Do not watch it with your children.
Okay.
Lots of very graphic sex.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They kind of taper it out, but
yeah,
it starts with a lot of maybe unnecessarily graphic sex.
Okay.
But I thought it was very well done.
Yes.
I really
the sex
enjoyed it.
was well done?
Yeah, the sex too.
Okay, great.
It's prestige sex.
Thank God.
But I really was kind of surprised that it didn't get any attention, no awards attention. I thought it was very well done.
Yeah, it really didn't, huh?
I thought the kid who played Magic Johnson was fucking amazing. It's charisma out the door.
Yeah.
Looks like him. Tall. How do you find that kid? Such a good actor. Anyway.
Well, it's in my queue.
Good.
My brain queue.
Oh, your brain queue. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Guys,
I guess, yeah.
I mean, if
So
you
much.
aren't listening to our extended episode, you missed a lot.
You missed a lot today because this was a big fat episode.
We went around the world.
We did. We walked the dog.
We did. We really did.
And other
Rocked the
yo-yo.
boat.
Other yo. Oh, girl.
What'd you say?
So rock the boat.
We really
Rock the boat.
We really
Rock
did.
the boat.
Thanks to Danielle. What a story.
Oh, my God.
Until next time,
Remain calm.
Find yourself looking for a new job or change in career? Monster.com is here to help. We are not only here to bring you job postings, but also AI interview prep and salary tools, expert career advice, and top-notch resume services. We've got everything you need to land your perfect job fit. Discover the magic of finding the ideal job with Monster.com. Your future starts now. Visit Monster.com today. Your next job opportunity is just a click away.